August 1976, the world came closer to war. Over a tree. No, this isn't a fairy tale. This is the true story of a single poplar tree that nearly sparked a deadly conflict between North Korea and the United States. And in response, the US launched one of the most over-the-top shows of force in military history, codename Operation Paul Bunyan. After the Korean War ended in 1953, the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ, was created, a tense border separating North and South Korea. Within this zone, the US and South Korean forces patrolled the joint security area, a neutral zone where both sides operated under strict rules. But even in this delicate space, hostility ran deep. Every gesture, every movement was political, and that's where a tree comes in. Near the bridge of no return, a 70-foot poplar tree stood tall, blocking the line of sight between two UN checkpoints. American and South Korean forces needed to trim its branches to maintain visibility and prevent ambushes. On August 18, 1976, a team of US Army engineers, escorted by soldiers, began trimming the tree, something they'd done before without issue. But this time, North Korean soldiers objected, violently. Suddenly, a group of 15 North Korean soldiers, led by a man named Park Chul, confronted the US team. Without warning, they attacked, using axes meant for tree cutting. 2 US officers, Captain Arthur Boniface and First Lieutenant Mark Barrett, were killed in the assault. Barrett was beaten unconscious and left to die. The attack shocked the US military and enraged President Gerald Ford's administration. It became known as the Axe Murder Incident. Within hours, the US prepared a massive, deliberate show of force, not to start a war, but to send a crystal-clear message. The mission: finish the job the soldiers had started and cut down the tree. The operation was named Paul Bunyan, after the legendary American lumberjack. But this would be no ordinary tree cutting. On August 21, 1976, just 3 days after the attack, Operation Paul Bunyan began. 2 30-man teams of US and South Korean engineers arrived at the tree with chainsaws, no longer using axes. But what followed looked more like an invasion. 2 full infantry companies armed to the teeth, tanks and helicopters on standby, B-52 bombers circling overhead, F-4 Phantom jets streaking through the sky. Even an aircraft carrier group waiting offshore nearby, South Korean Special Forces, known as the Korean Tigers, stood ready, wearing face paint, carrying M16s and grenade launchers. North Korean forces watched in silence. They had mobilized troops, but they didn't fire a shot. Why? Because this wasn't just about a tree. This was a chess move. The overwhelming response had worked. The United States had demonstrated that it would not tolerate unprovoked violence without firing a single bullet. In just 42 minutes, the tree was reduced to a stump. The show of force was so effective that shortly after, North Korea sent a message expressing regret, an extremely rare move. Though tensions remained high, war had been averted. In the end, a tree that once blocked visibility became a symbol of strategy, deterrence, and power projection. Today, a plaque marks the site of the Axe Murder Incident. It reminds visitors of how close the world came to chaos, and how a carefully measured show of strength can sometimes prevent greater violence. Operation Paul Bunyan is still studied in military academies today, not because of the tree, but because of the message it sent. So yes, a poplar tree nearly sparked a war, and the United States responded by unleashing a lumberjack operation backed by tanks, jets, and bombers. History is full of these unbelievable moments. and we're here to uncover them one story at a time. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more episodes of Untold Stories in 5. Thank you for watching. See you next time.